First chart you've got to us is timely. It's the S&P 500, and of course we've seen this really big rebound in US stocks over the last few days. We'll get the chart up now, but what are you looking at and what are you seeing?
So I think the S&P 500 is at a crucial juncture. I suppose we've been able to say that every few days, haven't we? It's been very volatile this year. When we looked at it a few weeks ago, we noted that it did break a major level of support, so that horizontal blue line at the right hand side seemed to provide some good support for the S&P 500, and then of course it broke under that a few weeks ago, and it's been again pretty volatile since. So essentially we've had the breakdown under support. There was a little bit of a bounce back up 2 weeks ago, got close to that blue line, rejected, fell to a new low, so on an intraday basis, the S&P 500 fell to a new low. So basically resuming that downtrend that we've seen all year. But as you say, Kyle, the last few days have been very positive for that market, and now it's, before you know it, it's right back up to that old support level. So crucial level, of course. I mean, we need to see what it does around this old support level. So basically, in the next couple of days, if the S&P 500 gets sold down pretty sharply, that's clearly a negative, and then I'd be looking for new lows for the year in the S&P 500. If we're looking for if the S&P 500 is going to kick on and be bullish, preferably what I'd prefer to see is not necessarily the index break above that blue line straight away, because as you could appreciate, it's getting a little bit overbought here in the short term. So if you want a sustainable move higher in the S&P 500 from here, what you need to see is a bit of sideways movement. So if the index can just hang in there under that blue line, just absorb any of the obvious selling that will occur at these levels without falling too deeply, then that would set us up for another leg higher. So I think a lot of market participants are anticipating that we might get a bit of a move here, similar to what we saw in March, where there was a decent bear market rally, and I think we should still call these bear market rallies for the time being, and that may well be a tradable rally, but I think, again, next couple of days crucial. If we can go sideways for a bit, that gives me confidence that we'll have a sustainable move higher, and then there might be a bit more of a rally ahead. In terms of, does that mean we won't see new lows at all for the rest of the year? I wouldn't rule that out, just based on the volatility and the fact that we haven't seen a true capitulation, in my opinion, this year, means that that's still a possibility. So any sort of bear market rallies, I think you don't want to get too gung-ho. I think if you can make a move for a few days or so in a particular trade, and then look for reasons to lock in those profits, and not not just assume that all will be well again.